Hello and welcome to this quick look at the A10 Thunderbolt 2 from Revell Monogram. This is a 1/48 scale model kit of the Fairchild Republic A10 Thunderbolt 2, commonly known as the Tank Buster. Straight off the beginning, you've got a fairly decent painting on the front. It does say on the front, contains part for one model aeroplane, down here. Mainly because on the box you can see one and then two and then some other kits. So it was important to, sometimes maybe still is, to tell customers that, because some people may think, well, there's a picture of two aircraft, so you know I'm expecting two inside here. But anyway, so that's the front of the box. The side of the box. The side, let's have a look. Got a picture of the built aircraft and tells you what it is. On this side, same thing, pictures of the built model and something else on the barcode. And the other side, side 3 as I like to call it, you have information about the model, features, characteristics, and there's a paint card as well, so it tells you what paints to buy for it. And the other side is the same as the other side. Right then, so let's take a look inside. Now this kit I bought as a pre-owned kit. Somebody had already bought it and had got as far as starting it by, as you can see, some of these parts have got some paint in them already, but we'll take a close look at that when we look at the parts. First, let's begin with the instructions. Okay then, fairly straightforward instruction leaflet. It's basically one sheet folded up into many bits. On the front of the introduction, Revell Monogram A10 Thunderbolt 2, and some details about the aircraft itself. Zoom out a little bit. And the bottom half of the sheet contains some instruction warnings and the paint card at the bottom here. So it tells you the paints that you may need to finish to complete this kit, and also instructions of what these things mean. So do things that many times, for example. Alternate assembly, so that means there's an alternative. Optional parts, question mark. And this little picture here is about decals you may need. Dip in water, in brackets. Anyway, so it looks like it's going to have to stretch it all wide. Can we get it all in? We pretty much can, but I don't want to. So let's. So that's the instructions for you. Fairly straightforward, step by step. It's as you can see, it is an older kit. How old is it? I'm not sure. Let's see what it says on here. There may be a date somewhere on it. No, not that I can find. Also, before I forget, it's model kit number 5505. Oh, wait, it's copyright 1998. So you're looking at a 20-year-old, 22-year-old kit, nearly. So don't expect fantastic things. Screw the microphone there. So that's a quick look. So, like most of the things, it starts up with the cockpit, or indeed with the pilot in this one. And then, so basically put together the cockpit, the seat, and so on. Drop the pilot in there, and then put the body halves together, and that's basically the main bit. And then you've got the section 4 and 5 are assembly of and insertion of the wheel well for the front nose gear. 6 and 7 is assembly and insertion of the engines. engine pods. Go down to 8. You start with the wings. Let's have a look. And you could have a choice of flaps and so on, or do you? They appear to be fully open all the time. Let's have a look. So yeah, you've got these deceleron air brakes, which appear to be fully open. Does it give you options for not fully open brakes? It might do. I don't know. It doesn't say. At least not here. So go on. You've got some navigation lights and stage 10 for the tip of the wings, complete with the painting guide for the parts. More bits on the wings. Attach the wings to the aircraft, and it tells you that you need to check that it's all nice and flat. Sections 14, 15 and 16 are the tailplane and tail fin configuration, assembly and attach. 17, 18 to 20, all the way to 22 are all landing gear. Main landing gear all the way around to the nose gear. And at 22 there. 23, we're putting on all the weebles and the bits and stuff on the outside of the aircraft. So this pave penny outer, pave penny, whatever that is, don't know what that is. There appears to be this thing that is stuck to the side of the aircraft after it was built, so I'll have to look into what that is for. And section 25 is fitting on a little antenna. 26 is more bits and pieces and so on. 27, assembly of the cockpit canopy, and lots of tiny little parts in there, including 3 mirrors, so a lot of bits going into that, so I'll have to take care building that. You've got a choice of putting on the ladder that allows the pilot to climb into the airplane. It's got a retractable ladder that comes out the side of the aircraft. And then you have section 29 and is putting the pylons on the wings. So we've got to look at that. So fitting the pylons onto the wings. So basically do that twice for each, once for each wing. And on the back you have section 30. There's a lot more of it gone as well. So section 30 up here. Section 30 is all about fitting the various weaponry that this plane can carry. Lots of bombs, lots and lots of bombs. And missiles. So bombs and missiles. So section 30 is basically all building of the bombs and missiles, and fuel tanks and so on. And then right there at the middle of the page you've got the painting guide for this particular aircraft. Looks like there's only one particular configuration you can paint of this, and it's all a camouflage color, which is, according to the box, all mostly greens, browns and greys. So there you have it. So let's have a look at some plastic. We'll start with the main fuselage. This whole thing is made in green plastic, so I shall change the background, make it easier for me. Right then, we'll start with the fuselage, because this bit has already come off the sprues, and as you can see inside here, the previous owner had already started on it, painted the inside of the cockpit a dark grey. So a dark metallic grey looks like, so I may give that a quick going over, but so far it looks okay. Have a look at this, little bit odd. Can fit it together. I'm just concerned that the no, it's fine. So this here is one of the things this plane is known for, is for its massive 7-barrel Gatling gun, which is basically what it uses to destroy tanks and so on. And as you can see, it's molded into the body of the aircraft, and it's like 2 pieces, and it looks a bit bland. So I shall be buying a detailer part, which is a metal PE parts for this, such as you may see over here on my hand. So basically I'm going to buy those to replace that, so that may mean cutting that off and replacing it. So I've never done something like this before, so this will be an interesting start for me. The fuselage itself, the plastic looks fine. Lots of nice little details on it, though the lines are raised, which is disappointing, but par for the course for these model aircraft, for these older kits rather. So but apart from that, there's lots of very fine detailing on here, and rivets and so on. So hopefully it'll go together fairly well. As I say, this is the monogram, Revell monogram. I suspect, I know very little about it, so but I suspect it is a made with a cooperation of the American Monogram and Revell Germany. So we'll see. So anyway, that's the body. We've got already built-in little fins and stuff on the back, little aerials and stuff. Lots of little bits sticking out on the side of it. Lots of nice detail on the front here, which is pretty good, I think. And some cockpit detail there. I'll have a look and see if there is any updating for these, though it does look pretty nice on this side. So right then, first sprue at random. First sprue off the top of the box. Wings. So this is the starboard side wing, and these air brakes, which appear to be molded fully open all the time. And as well as that, you have intakes, the front end of the engine intakes, one part of one wheel and one part of a nose wheel, or indeed a whole nose wheel actually, as it happens. Now the nose wheel, there's some very fine detailing on this thing. Get close to it, you could just about see some writing on there, which is too small for me to read, so I'll probably take the magnifying glass and take a better look at that. You've got the whole wing, you've got a whole tail fin and tail wings assembly here as well. So the uprights, two for each side, and the main parts as well, all two pieces. Again, detailing on the external is pretty nice. All the panel lines are raised, which is disappointing, but then the riveting is also raised, so you expect that. It's like I may need to put this lot into a wash before I start building it, because it looks a bit like there's some marks on it. Ejection pins, a word I was looking for at the time. None that are of any concern. There is ejection pins on the inside parts, but then you're not going to see that because it's going to be hidden away inside the parts, inside the wings and inside the fins. So yeah, so this is sprue number, oh, no sprue number on it. First sprue I came across, 505-5505-0600. Lots of nice detailing as well on the inside of this air brake. So next sprue. So the next sprue is the other wing, the other three parts of the wheels. So the back side of the wheels and the front side of this wheel. Nozzles for the jet engine, the jet engine bits themselves. What do you call these? Nacelles. And these parts are the exhaust part of the engine. So I'm going to have a look around to see what they are for detail parts for the engine parts. The wheels, I'm fairly happy with the wheels. There's some nice detailing on these things here, which is, there's some nice detailing on the wheels here, which is pretty nice. So on the back side, the brakes and such, and on the front side, other stuff, all the way down to writing on the rubber tires themselves, or on the rubber part of the wheels on the tires. So again, detailing is very fine, very nice. Raised panel lines, which is again not brilliant, but there you go. This part here, which I think is part of the, well, I don't know what part it is. part of the front. I'll find out when I build it. How's that? Okay, so I've got another sprue here. Again, it doesn't tell me which sprue it is, just a sprue with lots of parts. This one has mostly bombs and missiles and fuel tanks and armament bits. You also have a pilot figure who looks fairly nicely detailed. Undercarriage legs, which you can see the previous owner had already started painting. And that's all there is to it. Again, fairly nice moulding. Some flash, particularly you can see that on the edge of the fins of these little bombs, and on the front part of these fuel tanks, or the bombs, fuel tank. I don't know what these are. There's some kind of bomb, I think. So some tiny flash here and there, some massive flash on that one there, which is not brilliant, but fairly easy to remove, that type of flash, so not of any real consequence. Clearly numbered parts so far. Again, fine detailing, which is pretty nice. So there it is. Sprue with lots of bombs and a pilot figure. So one more part. So here we have lots of tiny little bits. Don't know what those are. I think they're to do with the wings or something. I'll worry about that when I get to it. This is the back side of this particular mold, but you can see that again this has got a whole set of missiles on here, pylons for the missiles, part of the cockpit. So there's a cockpit interior there, and that I think is part of the canopy. What's on the other side? You can see again these parts here have already been painted. Previous owner had started on it. Some very nice detailing on the console, on the control panel, and in the cockpit. The cockpit itself, the detailing is also, there's quite a lot of detailing. It's not that brilliant actually. You can see some seat belts on the that part of the seat, assuming that this part here is the rest of the seat, on these two bits here as well. So I think I'll have a look at some detail up cockpit parts for this model. So basically I think I'll be getting a resin seat for this thing, pilot seat, ejector seat, and I'll see what else is available for it, but I think I'll be doing the seat primarily, and see if there's any nice cockpit detailing available for this 1/40th scale model. And last but not least, we have the canopy. Let's get a close look at this a little bit. So pretty nicely done, actually very nicely done. So no qualms, no problems with this particular part. It's gonna come off. There's a very nice line molded into here, which I think is part of the either part of the bit that allows the canopy to break up in emergencies when the pilot fires the ejector seat, or an arrow or something like that, and some little glass bits for the lights. Not sure which parts of it. And you've got a little clear rod here. Again, no idea what that's for. It's part 80. Is it 96? 86. Sorry. Part 86. But the glass is fairly clear, and the flat bit is flat, and the curved bits are evenly curved around, and some very nice detail into that canopy there as well. Very difficult to see, but there is a little line just down the middle near the back of it. See if we can get it. to an angle where it's visible. Yeah, it's so fine the camera can't quite pick it up. Oh yeah, there it is. You can just about make it out there. So very happy with this canopy actually. So yeah, painting it should be fairly easy. There's masking it won't be so easy because there's very little change between the clear bits on the frame parts, but should be able to work it out. And there's one more bit, and where have I put it? Oh, yes, there it is. Last but not least, decals, however you pronounce it. Very few decals for this. You got the hog nose, the teeth of the that go on the nose end of the aircraft, and the decals look fine. There's a lot of the over area, the film around the actual image there's quite a lot of it, should I say, particularly around stuff like that. But hopefully it should be fairly easy to. But they do look nice and thin. They're quite glossy and shiny, so should be okay. Doesn't say it was made by. It just says A10 Thunderbolt 2 55505-0300, which I think is a part number, because all the sprues have the 55505- and a number. So, for example, the clear parts are 55505-2000. Okay. Anyway, there it is. So, as I mentioned before, I shall be looking out for some detail parts, primarily for the cockpit, and I already have an order a part to replace the front end of the gun cannon. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll have a video of the build coming up not too long after this. See ya.